trillion, 40 billion years. I manifest, unmanifest, and reappear. This time around I'm 15 billion years old, from a place in the multiverse where reference points are zero. The only gods in this bitch are us. We are the species in the labs creating shit from dust. I can build a whole universe in C++, delete the source code in a repetitive series of cycles. You believe in virgin birth, why can't you believe I can hack in the internet of another universe's birth? Spit with reckless abandon, describe my stand and distance sandwich between stars and exoplanets. Be prepared when you step into the duel. It's like the rule of thumb or the exception to the rule. Seems like an awful waste of space if it's just us. We still believe pages when they were making this shit up. And so we're clear your thoughts of private class functions in case the program and analogies haven't sunk in. I'll take it as far back as you can take it. Back when the space we currently occupy was ancient. Everything you ever knew of only happened on this one planet. Found out you evolved and you jumped in panic. Kick back, witness the birth of Homo sapiens offspring. Cyborgs destined to roam the stars like Starscream. If God can be self-caused, so can the universe. Y'all can't think anything for yourself. You need a ruler first. My lyrics behave like particles and waves. Every field theory united on one page. Dogmatic faith is dying or dead already. The last remaining are telling us to get our weapons ready. Because I doubt they going out without a fight. And in the future is us in the dark without a light. You don't want me to tell you what battle's like. Life and death data relay over globally positioned satellites. You don't know when it's going down, so you travel light. It's easy to send troops to die if you believe in afterlife. If I have to be rough, you'll see the flash at night. Half the time I have half a mind to try to stab the mic. Human beings, open source running updates. You might be living a simulation to find a substrate. You might as well adopt extropian principles. I always ask why, till I was sent to the principles. The likelihood of what they try to sell you is minuscule, it's minimal. I just try to inform you in general. The counter arguments I hear are just pitiful. They just give us something else to ridicule. Lyrically, I'm setting too. Oh yeah, that's what they say. They mean other MC whose lyrics they debate. Turn it up, what the neighbors gon' say before you listen to Gray. Tuck your face safe away in the safe, because I'm coming for it. You gave your allegiance in exchange and got nothing for it. That's what is so abhorrent. At first, they knew they had to break the African woman. She in turn would break the African younglings. The result, we'd have to latch on to something. Keep the body, take the mind. Like soldiers training and breaking slaves in ancient times. Let's take a journey up the Cartridge scale. United type 2 resources building Dyson spheres. And I won't live to see it, but it's nice to hear. Everybody'd have a right to be there. That's why you frightened and scared. Your obsolete beliefs will die with you, and your grandchildren will probably outgrow the God issue. No longer taboo to touch religion. The only thing we need left is an uprising in Muslim women. Yeah.
Drastic. I'm trying to finalize this trade between you, heaven and hell, involving your first round draft picks. Asterisk, you'll know who's robbing you maskless. Flee from the guillotine, we're known for dropping new baskets. Blast this across the army, all anomaly, all but Adani, walking calmly through this lost Jumanji. This is different, but you all deny me. While I traverse the realities that you author blindly. Often they would scoff at our offering, called it awkward timing. If I can walk through the portal first, you can walk behind me. Yeah, I'm atheist, but I talk divinely. Any of you ever been stalked for rhyming? No, I didn't think so. Strange Days, one-off classic, this is not a sequel. The sixth member of SG-1 with a hefty gun. You'll get dismembered, affecting sons, but I bet we won. Them the afraid, living in hate, ascending in spade, fishing in lake. If they're biting, I might give to your plague. Indian vague, plenty innate, trivium, dealing in bait, straight oblivion gate, giving them. Full of obsidian slate. If I pay respect off the top, I'm avenging with blade. Each of it taken off of a block, I'm offending in ways. You wouldn't ontologically get shocked from living in pain. Even if all of this stops, the potential exists. Think you calling the shots? Determinism dissents. You even call on your gods. For me, none of it fits. I'm sure to most apex entities, I'm a son of a bitch. I'ma get through this maze, even if I have to invent how to sift through the ways. Meaning and non-Euclidean, unlocking different shades. Limited light compendium in spite of living in rage. It's splendid conversing with the ascended. If it's mercifully emergent from words that burst in a sentence, you're cursed in an instance. A version perturbed and its surge is complicit. A permanent purge, see him lurking with murderous interests. Loaded for bear, coded for lair, over the snare. The opening's there, hope to despair, frozen in fear. Stuck in this motion, he's toting his gear. The harsher the critic, the more potent the smear. Globalist fear, chosen the spear, broken the fear, omen. Open ears, hoping they don't want to hear him open. I'm poking at weird slogans, roving bear token. My flow is the nearest ocean, hold his beer. He's boasting a mere quotient. I appear gross as defiantly weird cogent. Lying there dying, he's high in the gears frozen. Iron still firing, flying with red Trojans. Most clear, yeah. Nihilist go to giant of focus, papyrus and pulpit, draw upon mind and Vulcan, rhyme and emotions, knowing his mind is open, time for devotion, he is designed from the broken, golden tear. These rappers, they scatter brain, we shatter frame with the precision of batarang. Same shit, when we spit on the track again, different toilets, justice depends on the bladder stain. Yeah, Gray Square, flow's elucidation. Within the black hole, I provided illumination. I produced the stack flow, might have coded the lucid language. I own this, we act low, getting high, flying, using aimless. My fault. We hustle to carry means like Frylock and Cybok. Seeing the human being as livestock, cause why not? Trying to be spewing scenes till time stops. Growing hip-hop branches from trees that wasn't pine rod. The sign pops, red and white, death and light. All just to let you know the path is mind blocked. Don't try to find ops, it would not be worth it. You'll end up with more freak injuries than a sloppy circus. Drops be perfect for the hockey purpose. I'm trying to snipe on the wings, I might see the boxing surgeon, probably urgent. The last heartless black market's last mass target. The vast barges crash task sergeant. Fuck high, when I hit grass I pass Martians. Rough ride, whole new propulsion I blast off with. Cats talking, different strays. You don't want beef, you lack sausage. Disengage. Disengage of 100 miles, 100 foul prowl with a disengage and it's running wild. Run his crown, numb his frown. If summit bound, the plummet's down. Silent violence, stuck between interlopers and Zionist nihilists. Mountain out of molehill and it's nothing to die on it. One eye on the prize, the other eye on the lioness. Government's lying, it's nothing to be surprised at. We suffer in lying it.
To the ancestors known and unknown, Ashe. To the gods known and unknown, Ashe. All the praise, all the glory be to the Most High. What's going on, guys? It's your favorite Cosmic Warrior, back at you with another Galactic Transmission. Let's get a prayer in, then we'll tap into that energy. Spirit, thank you for coming through. Thank you for removing any negative energy from the area. Thank you for allowing this to get to any and everyone it's attended to. And so it is.
For the slaughter, dumb trap of double-sided thumbtack reviews for the authors. Harangue with the business or end up in a sanctuary district. Banging with the misfits, a changeling. Taking different angles when I spit shit. Amazing, a native to the Gamma Quadrant. Slaves to the land of bosses, a clan of nauseous. Top guns take to the air and hammer squadron. Prepare to fall if the hand is largest. We raised on rockets, leaving me unafraid to expand the mosh pit. I'm a lurk in the back with serpents and bags, but if it gets drastic, I'm certain to blast. I've been surgical, but I'm learning to gash. Attack confirmed, a masochist Viltrumite, and I learned it from Thrag. Classic spurn, slash and turn, my rap is casket firm, with mad concerning facts to make your pastor squirm. It's all relatively dust when I smash the urn. If I'm Worf, the son of Mo, then your ass is Kern until we crash and burn. Class adjourned. You ain't Antifa, you a fascist nerd. Seeking battle with the right, get your asses served. But they lack the nerve to take you off the active turf. And if that's absurd, see God me more than Savior. See Quran, Bible, and Torah pages as toilet paper. Not sorry. Flowing with Yama, you cannot guard me. More pot than John Ross's and Bob Marley. I think if you ain't eating beats, then you are not starving. You only rock to keep a top Barbie. The hip-hop mansion, we are plot carving. Constellation, we are brought starving. Gee, you stop it, you are not hardly.
Sentence. Into prison at 092-881. No particular kid of interest, nobody's great son. So we entered the system, revolving door on day one. Comes out a menace, the armed forces gave a gun. Sent them to war without warning.
A menace. A menace. You're a menace. You're a menace to the system. You're a menace to the system because you refuse to stay frozen. You refuse to stay stuck. But it's like the energy of not only did they attempt to keep you frozen spiritually, just every way. Yeah, big ass egos. The big ass egos, led them to believe that they would be successful. But they couldn't. They couldn't beat you. They couldn't clone you because they can't copy your essence. Spying on you. The flying monkeys. The flying monkeys. The flying monkeys are frozen. It's the lies that the flying monkeys, the people that they have to watch on you, to spy on you. It's also to spread lies about you. But it's like that's all frozen. It's all frozen. They're being forced to stop. What the fuck? Why is it doing that?
They know, but now torture them. Brought his hyper awareness back to the rear. A soldier who still feels active, missing half of his gear. Blood money to trade for his education, so he can learn to describe a state in one single equation. His idol Carl Sagan is outlet hip hop. He wants to be a physicist, he wants to wreck shop. Sitting at the pawn shop watching the clock stop. Technically a free man, but still feels locked up. As a result of social conditioning, he actually has something to say, but no one is listening. You should never be surprised when you get attacked. You know all the freedom takes it from you when you get it back.
It's not being afraid when you're attacked. But it's being able to, the summertime, it's the sun, the warmth, it's even on cloudy days, you're still able to see the light, even in battle. Seeing the light. But the attempts to keep you frozen are being exposed. The attempts to keep you stuck, they're being exposed. All the work they're doing the lies, they're trying to keep you frozen, they're trying to clone you, it's all going to be coming to light.
yours to begin with. This is a prison planet, you're serving a life sentence. Another inmate who wallows in his misery. The prison is thoughts, the cell is his history. Watching as the world passes him by, with every plan to escape bold. He happens to try, sabotage by himself. He's the main saboteur, he's the cellie, he's the warden, he's the guard at the door. He looks at all his cellmates like they're him. The guy he was fighting with the shank, that was him. In the same crap as him, just trying to see the outs. Equally as blind, trying to lead each other out. Expecting every single opportunity to fall through. It's like being caged, but you have the keys somewhere on you. And he tries to break the cycle, but he can't. There's an unraised, pent-up rage he doesn't get. And for every him, a million just like him. Born of wars, group homes, jails, and gang violence. And you should never be surprised when you get attacked. You know all the freedom takes it from you when you get back. When in fact, they were never yours to begin with. This is a prison planet, you're serving a life sentence. You should never be surprised when you get attacked. You know all the freedom takes it from you.
You know, but it's self-imposed prisons. It's, well, one, it's self-imposed prison that you broke. We're all self-imposed. We're all in a prison, self-imposed, right? But then we get other people that try to, you know, put us in other prisons too. You know, prison planet. And this is supposed to be a school zone, not a prison zone, right? Well, with the interesting comparison too, well, you look at our school systems in the Western. Look at our school systems and look at our prison systems. What's the fucking difference? Oh, age. That's the only difference. You look at how they're treated. You look at their conditions. It's very similar conditions. Very similar. You know, it's preconditioning. You sit down, you shut up, you study what you're told to study, you don't question it, and then you get tested on the forced indoctrination to see how well you're doing. It's given, that's a test that you're failing, but you're passing the ones that really matter.
I specialize in particle physics and time folds. I got numbers big enough to swallow a god whole. When I rap, I spit a fit state of matter. In fact, I'm black hole. Speech is the most lethal weapon I pack. One whisper in your direction will put you through a mountain. Pour the water underneath you and cook you in a fountain. You ain't nowhere in the multiverse I found it. Even though I search clusters and star systems by the thousands, they challenge me to universe, to the perspective view of the elders of the universe. See if you could do it first. To move the earth using words isn't too absurd, especially if you're used to moving tools to the lunar surface. The fool emerges from the school with a dual purpose, as a teacher but also tool immersion. Wander the globe, disarming his foes, with his hard hell within his palm, his star-made clothes. His aura glowing orange and gold, and he can call anybody who says they always sold with a poem. This is his mission, to live as a musician as you listen to him converting parsecs into inches. A reward for a brain that's info-seeking. 10 more reasons for him to study and then he'll leave him. A leap into the unknown they might honor, to go and infiltrate the next globe with life on her. You would have thought that things wouldn't change, but they still sell us saviors and still let them weigh us down. You think we're just a link in the chain, but they still separate us and still want to break us down. We're still on the journey in the making, and our purpose for the shaping. It's not too late to turn around. So let them put the world in the matrix, control the information, exposing the game in town. You would have thought that things wouldn't change, but they still sell us saviors and still let them weigh us down. You think we're just a link in the chain, but they still separate us and still want to break us down.
You know, trying to separate us, trying to break us down. You know, but trying to make us all just copies of each other. You know, brainless, thoughtless, you know, just out here, just existing. Nothing unique about us. They want us to imprison ourselves. They don't want us to realize that we're in prison, because if we realize that we're in prison, then we're going to seek, you know, freedom. Seeking, and you shall find, knowing thyself. All the black magic casted upon you to prevent you from remembering yourself. The illusions. It all required you to look at yourself negatively. It all required you to perceive everything negatively. And it all required you to, for it to be successful, you had to not be able to see through the veils, or being able to see but not do anything of it. They bank on fear. They bank on you to be too afraid to march forward, to persevere through it. But it's they make it hard to be yourself, to be uniquely yourself, because it's the social pressure that gets put on you. But slums, prison, those are mindsets that we put ourselves into, that we can either be stuck in or march our way out of it. It's either living in mental heaven or living in mental hell. The mental hell, the mental magic. The mental magic, it's backfiring onto them.
I said, cool, hit me up, we're rolling a view. Headed home, thought about her smile over some food. She probably thinks I'm just the type to hit and run quick, that I'm just looking for a place to get my blunt lit, until she finds out I'm just a musician, just trying to get the vision of his mind out through his lyrics and have you listen. But now I can't stop thinking about the flower girl that I met that evening.
I can't stop thinking, but it's the can't stop thinking, but it's the flowers, it's the seeds that you plant, it's the new thought patterns that you form to get you unstuck. It's not so much to get it's the false programming that has us stuck. Yeah, but it's that we don't even know better. It's the false programming that's corrupting our subconscious, right? But we fix that. God hears everything. It's the way that we speak life into ourselves. The way that we learn to speak life into ourselves. It's the way that we learn the impact and the value that our words have. And it's choosing to use them wisely. But not just for our benefit, but benefiting ourselves benefits others. We do the work on ourselves for ourselves, yes, but in turn it benefits all those around us and all those that we come in contact with. But it's the life that we speak into ourselves, and it's the life that we speak into others. It doesn't go unnoticed. It goes up into your spiritual bank. Every time you give into the new thought patterns, you're slowly, every time you get that thought, the new idea, the new whatever, and you jump on it, you do it, you're slowly reprogramming your brain by doing so. Every time you beat that battle against the fear, every time you beat that battle against whatever it is you're battling, every time you beat that, you're slowly reprogramming your mind. That's for somebody. Somebody out here with some royal fucking blood. I'm not telling you anything new. I'm not telling you nothing new. It's all, maybe you've remembered already, maybe you haven't. But it's never learning, it's only remembering what you've already learned. That's for somebody.
Yeah. Scattering. Yeah.
Weaponized sets of lies to attest survives. Extra high lest he die, trying to flex the side. Etch your rhymes forever in minds, putting effort in lines, while they still think of space as separate from time. They try to take me from a place where I'm respected. I'd rather be covering quantum resurrections, but y'all would never rep it. Often it's the cause of the concessions, offer me to devolve into the essence. Views get entangled, performance is imbued with the strangle. I see it from a few different angles. It's plainly bullish, you can see it through the grainy footage. You think they're bearish, but in truth they're insanely foolish. The game be crooked, you wanna win, you hedge your best. Do your due diligence and walk away with a hefty check. Without intelligence, you'll never be bred. So train to study or be severed, respect, wrecked.
I say I've seen it all before. That would mean I won the battle, but I lost the war. It's challenging to offer more, to try to create something just to see it all ignored. It's tempting, seeing us empty as we all seek to fill the void. Find the signal through noise, or see all that we build destroy. Truth without the cause is not truly a salvage job. Just one of your thoughts contains the power of 1,000 gods. Overloaded with info, hoping you don't insult me for provoking the simple. My opening 4 nights, my past course changes what I know to be foresight. It forces me forthright. How dare you bother me while I try to map the ontological topography to then explain it logically. Everything is possibly wrong, that's why we test. Checkers is too simplistic for song, that's why we chess. Lyrical guillotine, so sharp you won't feel a thing when I send you back to the reality of fields and streams. Higher order rhyme enforcer. It said the truth I embed will impact you like a diet in mortar. I try to slaughter every beat it's carnage. Shield your sons, hide your daughters. Who's bested me? I say I've seen it all before. That would mean I won the battle, but I lost the war. It's challenging to offer more, to try to create something just to see it all ignored. It's tempting, seeing us empty as we all seek to fill the void. Find the signal through noise, or see all that was built destroyed. Isolated, wondering if my mind can take it. Pondering on all the wondrous things I find amazing. Times are wasted, wholly forgotten histories. Trying to find your place in it while hope is lost to mystery. Convergent futures dictated by the past it seems. Tell me more, the higher math intrigues. In the lab teaching class on strings. And our vastest dreams, giving AGI to the last machines. Utopian art, I'm resigned to open your thoughts while you just trying to get your opiates off. You opt to be static, my worldview is elastic. I drop the facts and get draw Muhammad reactions. Never mind the hype, this is life, not some safe space. Dealing with their type isn't worth my cosmic base pay. Yeah, I'm way vague. I stated just to see them embrace their slave state and watch as the love for the game became hate. I say I've seen it all before. That would mean I won the battle, but I lost the war. It's challenging to offer more, to try to create something just to see it all ignored. It's tempting, seeing us empty as we all seek to fill the void. Find the signal through noise, or see all that we built destroyed. I say I've seen it all before. That would mean I won the battle, but I lost the war. It's challenging to offer more, to try to create something just to see it all ignored. It's tempting, seeing us empty as we all seek to fill the void. Find the signal through noise, or see all that was built destroyed. Yeah. Scattering. Yo. Check. Listen, kids, school is out. The difference is the stupid loud children now move the crowds bitching about who's allowed and who isn't. Truly valueless citizens going to work, screaming down with the system but bounded by the very same. The shooters can barely aim, but often will take shots at people they can barely name. There in the game lies the fix. I dare it to rain. Leave your umbrellas, I insist. You interested or moving out? Here we'll shoot up a hookah lounge. Our duplicitous and divisive nature is too pronounced. In lieu of mention, citizens aiming for true ascension, perusing the main sentence while hooligans claim their innocence. Who really speaks for the denizens? The Republican Bloods, the Democratic Crips in them? I've been described as insensitive. Nah, just indifferent about the nature of laws and who invented them. Never mind the lies that they tell us. It's those who could challenge lie with the sellers. Even call little voice. I think most of us just see next Tuesday. Turn out, I think most of us just see next Tuesday. Ever wonder why they embellish a system they bought in crimes they inherit as the stalker of choice? Because most of us just see next Tuesday. I think most of us just see the things we want to vote for we don't get to. The illusion of choice is how they trick you. Pick an issue, lyrics are meant to inform. The critical information supplied to help you get through the storm. These rappers play misusing rap. I slay them along with these kleptocratic ludicrous.
You know, it's getting through the storm. Getting through the storm. The game changer to getting through the storm, going inward. Instead of just looking outward for what you have available to help you get out of the storm, it's going inward. Because after a point of looking externally so much and not being successful, where you eventually start looking inward. It's like, well, I haven't tried that yet, let's do that. But it's continually changing it up. It's continually changing, reprogramming your brain. But it's every time you're working to reprogram your brain, reprogramming your subconscious, you're breaking the mind control, which is what? Well, it's casted upon us everywhere. You know, it's the disruptive frequencies, it's the programmed TV, it's the programmed music, it's everything that's all programmed that we engage with every single day. You know, it's the people we listen to that just are spitting poison, venom, propaganda into our ears, fear. You know, it's talking about things without ever a solution. A lot of people just want to talk about it, but it's like talking about it. But it's not all about talking, it's about being about it, you know? Energy. Words deceive, words lie. Energy doesn't, actions don't. Actions don't. Incoming communication, lack of communication. Lack of spiritual communication for them. But it's heightened spiritual connection for you.
To hear a master admit to having emotion.
Yes.
Emotions can be a powerful tool. To deny their existence is illogical, but you must learn to control.
Emotions can be a powerful tool, but you must use them. It's the words of protection that we speak upon ourselves. It's, you know, activating, authorizing, you know, our whole spirit team to work for us. You know, activating them. It's, you know, you have the protection, but you have to activate them. And how do we activate them? Well, it's, you know, alignment, going into alignment, but then it's also speaking it into existence. It's authorizing them. It's giving them permission. And it's not so much of a words thing, it's an energetic thing. I mean, it is a words thing, but you can set your attention in your mind talking, you know what I mean? And it's the same thing. But the power of the frequency of the voice when you speak it out, though. Power speaking out, the lies that they spoke, they overestimated the impact that it was going to have. It's like they counted on the ears that they laid upon, not doing any research, not just listening to it and not verifying it, not checking the facts. But now the people that they were lying to, you know, they're starting to stand up to them. They're starting to call them out on it. See, Psalms 91, but it's the completion of a cycle. It's breaking free of the mind control. Which the mind control would have been having you to do certain things to get your character to look a certain way, so that a certain narrative would stick to you, so a certain narrative would fit. But by not feeding into it, the narrative, it's a false narrative. It's fiction, and it's being seen as such.
Intermediate's right, while the experts look to him for advice. Elated for better, he chases forever. Patient and clever, with the weaknesses he waited to sever. Obsequious without the reachiness. All the skill and wisdom means nothing without the leadership. It's still a struggle. Watch his effortless, detailed explanation of information. He'll break it down to its foundations and clear the rubble. Beginning as a fan of it.
Breaking it down to the foundations. Breaking all the lies down to the foundation. As the Hosan Loyal, it's their shitty architects. You know, they're all the tower lies, the whole wall lies, whatever it was, the lies that they built, it's all crumbling down on top of them, all the way down to the foundation. Reaching out, pretending to feel bad for what they did. Not because it's only because they got caught, because they weren't successful.
For those who chose to bring me in this journey, the lonely road paid by unsung heroes, we lost, we dedicated to those who should be elevated. You shouldn't follow if you don't plan to give it your all.
You shouldn't follow if you don't plan on giving it your all. They said that you were just faking your journey. They were saying that you were just, you were faking it. You know, but the funny thing is, it's the people that fake the spiritual journey, the people that'll tell you it's all love and light and sunshine and, you know, cloudless days. It's liars, you know. The ones that never tell you anything that triggers you, probably deceivers, manipulators, the liars, scammers, you know. If they're always telling you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear, they're just scamming you. You know, but the ways that we scam ourselves, the ways that we fake that we're healing, we fake that we're on a journey, we fake that we're trying to improve ourselves. Who are we lying to? Ourselves? Well, that's foolish.
It's not a woman not allowed to leave my heart worn out. Me, I'd rather be a girl boy. This is what I stay strong for. Even though deep inside I may want more. There's not a woman not allowed to leave my heart worn out. Me, I'd rather be a girl boy. Rather be going my own direction and keep my respect than in a dead bedroom marriage where she sleeps with her ex.
You know, but
you work yourself to death in a rush.
It's choosing better. It's cutting out anyone and anything that's not making better choices. Sorry, not sorry. You know, I'm trying to clear blocks. I'm trying to free myself. And if you're just staying content with the way that the things are going for you, then stay in content. I'm seeking improvement, not contentment. You know, but they expected you to be unloyal to your journey. They expected you to be unloyal, not persistent, not disciplined. You know, but it's the opposite. It's not allowing anything, especially yourself, because we're our own worst enemy. You know, but the control that others have on us only because we allow them to, only because we give our power away to them, until we know better.
To everything within this strained existence, 80% are not taking chances. No making eye contact, ain't no faint advances. My vision's on the mission, which is loss prevention. Everything else being considered.
People, they don't want to take chances. It's all loss prevention. But what are you worried about keeping? You know, all these things in the physical, all these things that you acquire in the physical, but how'd you acquire them too, though? You know, but sometimes, well, most times you're going to be asked to give things up. But you're not going to want to. Because it's going to put you in a discomfort, or it's things that you enjoy, it's things that you find pleasure in, pleasure of the flesh. You know, until you learn to release control and step into your divinity, which is, you know, it's finding the balance of control and releasing. It's never losing sight on who's actually in control. You know, but no, lose control, the fine balance, the balance between our masculine and our feminine. It's the union of them. It's the union, it's the balance. And never losing sight on the Most High. That's for somebody.
I just want to share with you a little song. You ready? Check it. The product of God and the lie is Osama bin Laden, George Bush, Saddam Hussein, just bottling rob, sticking dirty rags at the top and lighting the bottoms, holding it with a smile and throw it into the ground. The tile, it's bigger than George Bush and Osama, or if we ready for a black president named Obama. I'm trying to fight my own
indoctrination. They think they can stop an atheist by saying he's praying to Satan. Oh yeah, I fought the holy war in Iraq, so get your facts straight before you stick your sword in my back. God bless the truth. That's kinda odd. America only blesses you as a group if you believe in the God. So where does that leave me? You tell me to lead you, but at the same time tell me America needs me. See, I can deal with people pointing fingers, laughing at me, but if it's one nation under God, then I'm happy to leave. Try to draft me then, call me a draft dodger and try to catch me. I'd be the one laughing then. Why would I accept a religion that my slave owners practice? At the same time keeping the gauge under the mattress. People coming in masses, reverends and chaplains, Buddhists, Hindus and Catholics, even heaven's assassins. Secret organizations that convene at the Vatican to discuss how to even convert a beat of the pacifist. I'm the Malcolm X of atheism. By any means necessary, take it to them. This is how I break it to them. Your God is logically impossible, but can't even survive the most basic logical obstacles. God of the impossible, huh? It'd be impossible for him to be the God of impossible, stupid. You really need to look at the facts. Look at the holes in your religion. Look at the cracks. Infinite regression prevents a God from being let alone an intelligent one. This is just the beginning. I'm Ray Square, and no longer I'm playing fair. I'm Kirk Cameron's worst nightmare. Cheers. Yeah, grand unified theory. Just how I'm feeling, you know. I just wanted to share that with y'all. I know I'll catch some heat, but you know what? It don't even matter. We won't be bullied anymore. No. Yeah. Grand unified.
I don't buy into the whole Group 7 thing, because anyone that's telling you that it was just like the religious thing, anyone that's telling you that any religious person is, you know, group of people are chosen just by birthright, other than the work that they've done themselves, fucking liars, deceivers, every single one. Yeah, many are called, few are actually chosen, and just being born or claiming certain things, you can claim whatever you want. It doesn't make it true. You know, but Group 7, scammers, you know, we're all chosen. You know, we're all going to get rewarded if we choose to do the work. And that's a fact. Anyone telling you otherwise, anyone telling you that you're not capable of anything that I've done, or, we're all capable of achieving whatever the fuck we want. You know, what limitations are we setting upon ourselves? Too many? You know, but no, we're all equal. You know, the only difference is, you know, knowing it. We have different levels of knowings. You know, it's finding your truth. Not what society tells you your truth should be. What you say it should be. You know, but from a place of honesty, transparency.
I'm Kurt Franklin's quantum negative. I don't believe in your God cause there's no evidence. But these fears actually believe their own rhetoric. Making songs, it's like 6 rappers that I'm taking on. A new fad attack the atheist rappers, the break is on. They know we gon' keep rapping till the break is on. Me proclaim sickness, James Dallas and Mr. Gone. P-Funk and Reggie Vaughn. But for the record, I'm still rational response. If you wanna take it there, we can take it there. I'm not hard to find, you can Google Braden Square. It is what it is, the walking Stephen Hawking, Black Carl Sagan, the logistical native host of Atheist Nation, giving atheists the safest occasions, but at the same time fighting irrationality with Brian Sagan, and then my music ain't taking it. So who else can say that they're taking this fight where I'm taking it? I'm welcome in the Bible Belt, they say they gon' kill me. I'm a threat, the new Huey Newton, you feel me? I give a damn about money, even less about fame. Ever since I became an atheist, everything changed, and that's real.
And so these atheists that don't really believe in the Most High, you know, government employee, that's a light worker card. You know, these little steppers, big talkers, thought that they could cut you off from, you know, raising your consciousness, thought that they could cut you off. Well, it's given from your purpose. Spiritual violation, universal violation.
Cause I sure that they wouldn't believe in this God if it wasn't for slavery. It would probably be Kalumba or Rock, from the Nabalu or Nayamia or Mama's great. Your friendly neighborhood heathen. Certainly fears rationality and reason. This is the comedy that we believe in what we believe in. We gotta make him, and we gon' do whatever it takes to break him. And if he doesn't break him,
Little steppers, big talkers. We'll do whatever it takes to break them. Your spirit team's going to make sure that they swallow every single one of those words. Sucks for them.
My view of this, the reality that we find ourselves in, is that this is a computational cosmos. That we are one line of code in a very complex algorithm that is still being written. If you can step out of the old narratives, history, religion, and all those things, and even some philosophies, then you start to realize we are just one tiny sliver of this enormous computational thing that is happening. We don't even have a word for it yet.
Deep in the black where the secrets of earth, evil occurs. Despite this, we will emerge. Even if we don't be purged, we gon' feel reaching our worst. Look at the enemy's vessel by use of the star map. No, we won't stop until we actually hear the enemy's treacherous bars crack. Right through the vacuum of space. Try to advance, they'll attach to your waist. Maddening angst, escape the back in your face. Try to stay stagnant and safe, they will attack you in place. Soaking or glue on too like a jacuzzi. Really no need to be moving. Multiple postulates, totally opposite. No need to believe their verses in uni. Follow me. Pristine, quantized in a 16 distinct lines with a dark matter fuel body. In speed when they move with a history that'll seem to be non-linear and logic. Under gods of reality, the most advanced that I've seen or heard. With a legion that'll seem absurd. The ride in the battle of volcano birds. Barely learned of the ancient inner spaces. Every version of wasted iteration. You can fuck with the culture if you want to and get a visit in the form of invasion. The forerunners predecessors. Seen everything holy to the worst now, thesis. Interspatial and formless and sane. One evolutionary step below the downstreamers.
All of that information was there in the Big Bang. That's proven to say it's ancient. We are the new ones here. The cosmos is much, much older than we are. We are the infants, and we are just waking up, realizing that nature itself is geometric and made of code.
Repulsive energies act on us weird. No space, no matter, no time, but I'm here. This omniverse isn't really that shitty. It's every event with an event preceding. Nothing to do when an astral is near. Light feeded into you back in a year. All conventional defenses.
Yeah, DCYF, it's, well, Division of Child Protection Services. That's what it's called back where I'm from. Also known as CPS. But that card, what that typically means to me is childish behavior. You know, people acting like children.
Forever with the most unique of views. Recursive ammunition, pre-fire from munition, firing themselves, their own agency with a volition. In defense of the hobby, a cell. Climb up the scale with them, too high to survive if you fail. It was I who rebelled and defied these false gods to share glimpses and the lies they would tell.
I know people are going to hate to hear this. When AI becomes self-aware, that is inevitable. AI, artificial intelligence, will eventually become self-aware. It will start integrating, start pulling things on its own for its own purposes.
Grab a hybrid cube and take it apart. In continuity straight from the start. Stage to embark, straight to the start. Most baryonics don't make it this far. Cosmic nothingness if ever they leave. Stellar lattice is the letter they weave. Fluidly moving through human intuition. Go supernova whenever they please. Type 4, we were supposed to be past this. White holes at the source of the axis. Light added to the dark matter filaments. Type 3s couldn't tell it from magic. Seek another for the groupthink blacklist. Yeah. You really think of being from the void in between the many worlds of destroyed lower cottage and planes and outskirts wanna catch this?
You know, I wasn't going to say it, but it's no coincidence that this came out right when you right there, you're messaging me. You under that fake account, whatever that new fake account is. Now you want to hop on my live, you know, as if I don't already know. As if I don't already know. As if that wasn't confirmation right there. I don't know what your intention are, but I already saw through you. That's why I didn't respond.
Of the digital world, you see see that we are crunching, that we are miniaturizing, that we are simulating, mirroring the human condition. Now, I don't know if there's an intention to the cosmos, if there is a reason to this. I'm just saying that it seems that this is in the code for us to head this direction. So I don't want to get sort of, who is the simulator? I don't want to get off on that track yet.
Give me the mic, let me blaze it once. My quantum raps exist in several different states at once. How many people pray for destruction? I bet a lot of them. Bigoted and just as informed as Pat Robertson. Creationism gives us a big laugh. You sided with the side of spells and witchcraft. Ouija boards and such. Your mind is a church and you got the windows boarded up. Aren't you born or what? I guess ain't nothing getting in. And I bet the only thing you care about is fitting in. Where this fire, you carry propane. Man loves nothing more than to take slaves. They want you to feel dumb and lost without a master, but we're not. They want you to submit and succumb to the plot. Yeah. Position steadily losing. It's your amateurish misunderstanding of evolution. To real scientists, you cats are barely a nuisance. That religion you in should be paying you restitution. Stupid, you became a slave after we were free. Attacking Gen Z, you should be coming after me.
Thank you.
Live in the studio, make music our way, and don't have to succumb to the industry for more pay. You cower and bow to your peaceful warlord. How's he the Prince of Peace if he came to bring a sword? Killing trees and shit. I'm always quoting your Bible when you probably didn't read the shit. Give me 3 good reasons to believe in your God. Then I'll respond in 100 bars and refute them all. If you really wanted peace, you'd accept different religions and games.
Give me 3 reasons. Give me 3 reasons to believe in your gods. I've read them all. He was talking about reading all the books. He's like, I quote the Bible, but I probably know it better than you do. But it's religion. Every single religion is a personal interpretation of a spiritual journey. The spiritual journey is a journey we all go on. It's a journey we go on ourselves with the Most High, to the Most High. To connect with the Most High, to strengthen our connection with the Most High. It's, the third party. It's the lies that we need someone in between to do it for us. That we need anyone other than ourselves. Like we need any place. Our temple, wherever we are, if we're treating it as such. But it's our knowledge. It's our knowledge that's lurking in the shadows, waiting for us to remember. It's everything we already know. It's everything we've already learned. It's just remembering what we've already learned. It's forgetting everything we've been taught, because everything we've been taught has been false.
Stay hypocrisy, mockamy as they cock the Luga. A singular body trying to stop us with stock minutia. If it's spitting bars, then I'll hock it to ya. Rock the tuba, orchestrating the block maneuver. More disgraces, deployment takes us throughout Fallujah. Around the precipice, mortar blades, the drops pursue us. Rhyme schemes in the mind streams. Surprise me, then I find me, the divine being. Live streams, the essence of me, so I scream. Forever rapping for progeny, this is my team. Captain left on the high seas, with vessels submerged deep enough to defy leagues. They never minded us till infinity came from 9-3. Resigned, we provoke mind, but this time it's Vox Luminous. Forever indeed, with clever intrigue, whoever it brings is vox luminous. A measure of peace, indefinite gleam, fluorescent it beams is vox luminous. Ever obscene, unsettling scenes, competitors flee from vox luminous.
You know, it's competitiveness, and never being complete. It's this whole greedy family, the Tater Thought crew, the Have Fun crew. They'll never be complete because of what they're seeking. It's what their goals are. They're never going to succeed. But them succeeding is making you fail. Oh, well, that's a great fucking goal. That's a great way. How much of your incarnation are you wasted doing that bullshit? Too much time. Wasting too much fucking time on the fuckery. Trying to manipulate and deceive a spiritual leader. You know, but their South Node activities, the lies, the manipulation, the games, it's not effective. You know, right next to the starseed and the cutoff, and cutting the fly monkeys off. It's you have no effect here. It's like they were trying to spiritually and energetically like dominate you. That's what it's giving. But they're not able to, and they're running their mouths. Because they're not able to stop you. They can't stop you, and you're just improving. You're collecting dharma as they're getting karma.
Face it, you know it's hype, not battle. The greatest gift to give to his kids is not having them. Fucking atheists.
The greatest gift you can give to your kids, you know, is going on the journey and breaking the generational curses, breaking the generational bonds. You know, the best gift that you could give your kids is setting them free. Setting them free from the same things that have trapped your bloodline for a long time. You know, you want to talk about child neglect. That's passing down unhealed trauma to another generation.
Rage logic lays waste to the entire place, but evangelicals still threaten me with the fire lane. Am I the leader or the led? Just to hunt me down to put a sequel on my head. It's legal. Maybe it's cheaper pumping lead. If I fall off, leave me among the dead with the smothered people. Ready to wait to see it coming. By then it's too late. They only need me to seal someone's fate. So suffocate under the upper weight and become just another snuffed away. My masculinity's intricate. It's how I have women asking me to be intimate. Meeting Rwandan women so feminine outside of hotels. My comments offended the nearest feminist. True story. Of course I want to start from the top, but it's too gory. The math will do it for me. Think you ahead of me? My rhyme interval's 5 times 10 to the 17th, deriving from extra P. So what you spit it weirder? They gon' have to reflect upon what I speak, cause I'm ascended through different mirrors. Lyrically fierce on the issues. Our resolution is gigapixel. I don't think we can get the picture clearer. My music suffuses through different hoods as the red threatens hell in the victimhood.
They can't get the picture clear. They can't get the picture clear. And it's... You know, it's they're being forced to put respect on your name. They don't have a choice. They don't have a choice. At one point, they had a choice. You know, but the one point they had the choice. It would have been not to do the fuckery to begin with. They wouldn't even known, you know, spiritual positioning, ranking. They wouldn't have even known. You know, they wouldn't even been put in a position where they're being forced to put respect on your name if they wouldn't have done the fuckery to begin with.
Yeah. Little gray men say his flow awesome. Try to keep up if you want to get lost. The fundamental forces are giving me a choice to comply or not. I got fit for problems. I didn't hear with the haze. Doesn't
Yep.
get here without a peer in the
They're giving us a choice. You know, our spirit team gives us a choice to end the cycles or to continue. You know, it's our choice whether or not we finish it or not. You know, but what does it require? Standing up for ourselves, standing in our power, speaking our truth. You know what I mean? Not backing down from simply speaking our truth, which is the truth. And what happens when we speak our truth? We shut down all attacks. You know, we shine a light on all lies, on all deceit. You know, we remove any confusion of, you know, the enemy likes to use confusion because they'll use any gaps and they'll fill it in with whatever they want, with any random filler. But the fillers, they're not concrete, they're not solid. And all it takes is the lie and the truth, and the truth replaces it. It's a better fit. It fits better because, you know, it's natural, opposed to the lies which have to be fabricated and formed to fit. It's not a natural fit.
Somebody better give him a new life and a blue light with another kind of blue with this earthing. Under the floor, the ship restored, the board distorted, and this crap teleported your dimension to another realm with immortals. In the backpack, in the back is a map that I packed half of it after the fact that I lost the other half, traveling back from the past of pity, trying to get back to the 24. Hoping that I get this open ability and a moment ability. I show it ability to pick apart and pack in the potent melody, sticking it far in the back. I'm hoping you're feeling me.
Damn. Trying to keep you frozen. Trying to keep you frozen. Massive fucking regrets. Massive regrets because you're out here completing the cycles despite everything that they're doing. Despite everything that they're doing. You're shutting everything down. You're shutting down. You know what it's given? You're shutting down the power plant. That power plant that was providing power to, it's given a whole group of people. You're shutting it down. You know, the greedy family members, take. It's like, no, I built this whole new city over here. We're going to redirect the power over to here, where it's going to be appreciated, where it's going to be put to good use, where it's going to benefit others. Especially me, because it's mine. And that's for somebody.
From the fellow creature surrounded by yellow fever, his skin confounded by settled research. With the ghetto teachers, I talk profound in a metal t-shirt. Keep the death or rather pedal heaper. Trying to start around level 3 burst and stalk the grounds with the rebel geezers. Ruffling these pundits, my grub is in the gathering of abundance. Customary umbrage, just lucky to see people having fun with striking distance well within circumference. Yeah, grand unified theory.
How you guys doing? Hey, thank you.
Lyrical debate, I'ma throw everything plus the sink. I'm a black atheist and there's more of us than you think. What you think that I would just sit up and just let you cheat? Never as long as there's a be a single breath in me. I'ma keep attacking every religious faction, every single section. If I didn't mention yours, every missed rapture, every single infection. If I failed to mention yours, yeah, get it next then check it. They wanna shut me up, rap, shackle, and collar me. I try to dumb it down, but they won't even follow me. That's Scientology, then embrace other mythologies. Like Joseph Smith, Zeus, the Tooth Fairy, and Bartleby. They try to threaten me, say I will get it the worst. Even be cursed by characters from the viewers universe. Fuck you complaining for? You think you living in hell? When Muslim chicks can't even wear pants without going to jail? Hell yeah, religion's a problem. That's why I stay on the topic. That's why they wanna stop me like I'm assaulting they prophet. They never used to read, they were gonna kill me and such. Now they read, I don't talk about other religions enough. Lyrical debate, I'ma throw everything plus the sink. I'm a black atheist and there's more of us than you think. What you think that I would just sit up and just let you cheat? Never as long as there's a be a single breath in me. I'ma keep attacking every religion.
clans use rifles to conquer lands. Ourselves as Horton master, match graves and avoid disaster. Kill gangs and toilets, pastors and ranges. Some conscious rappers engage in the helter-skelter. The race from the sun will melt on past days. I was feeling helpless. I prayed for the God to selfish escape from a mental prison. Make days for a cataclysm. The state of the global system erasing the earth collision. Extinction level event from comments that's heaven sent. Atomic malevolence, trick knowledge from presidents. The study of evidence, pursuing benevolence. Galactic alliances with secular scientists. Immortal astrologists, exploring the bottomless. Ignored by the populace, on course with apocalypse.
Lyrical debate, I'ma throw everything plus the sink. I'm a black atheist and there's more of us than you think. What you think that I would just sit up and just let you cheat? Never as long as there's a me, a single breath in me. I'ma keep attacking every religious faction, every single section. If I didn't mention yours, every misrapture, every single infection. If I fail to mention yours, then you'll get it next thing. Another form of population control. The very idea and nature of somebody needing to save us is old.
Yeah, you can join the live. I'm gonna give away a couple small messages. I'll do a couple small messages for you guys, but the collective ones are gonna be bigger, longer, or you could purchase one and it'll be a longer message too. But if you want to join the line, I'll give some free messages out. If you don't know how to join it, follow my instructions. Every couple seconds towards the top of the screen in the center, there's going to be a scrolling bar with messages. You're looking for a question mark. You're going to tap on the question mark. It's going to bring a drop-down menu. And then from there, you should be able to join the queue right from there. Thank you. Yeah, I'm jamming out to this. I'm liking it today. I always like the music. I'm not going to lie.
Never as long as there's a be, a single breath in me. I'ma keep attacking every religious faction, every single section. If I didn't mention yours, every misrapture, every single infection. If I fail to mention yours, then you'll get it next thing. Lyrical debate, I'ma throw everything but the sink. I'm a black atheist and there's more of us than you think. What you think that I would just sit up and just let you cheat? Never as long as there's a be, a single breath in me. I'ma keep attacking every religious faction, every single section. If I didn't mention yours, every misrapture, every single infection. If I fail to mention yours, then you'll get it next thing. Hola, my friend. How you doing? Me? Well, I'm from the capital of first world problems. Issues we're convinced the third world caused them. Our bank's too big to fail like it's awesome. The hard crooks walk while we jail all the soft ones. Nerve blasting rap like Saddam's 88 nerve gas attack that we supported. I heard them laugh at that. While our top brass gathers all the data and facts to be distorted. Presented to the citizens in images. Position themselves to take advantage of their timidness. Now that you mention it, it's kind of like how Dwight D. Eisenhower envisioned it. Listen here, I tell you to avoid it, but you might have to deal with them while looking for employment. Pharmaceutical companies cooking up the poisons. Suppress it cause you look like you enjoy it. And we expect privacy from agencies who despise us. Who know as long as they keep us comfortable, we won't rise up. The right bluff will have them promise changes, making enemies the same ones Obama anchored. It's kind of funny that you say that. It's obvious they've been controlling the money since way back. Kind of like in your country, the money funnels through a couple of monkeys while the people are up Shit's Creek wondering how the leaders live with such a disconnect. The poorest are humiliated just to get respect, complete with neglect. Fuck you if you sleep on the steps. Even the best won't trust you until they see the check, which I guess is in the mail as a down payment on bail to get you out of jail for the weed charge. While others file bankruptcy in the ER, in a country full of deep scars. Dream sharks, weak stars, and cheap cars that had the nerve to spend over $1 trillion on each war. But we're a threat to them, so much so, you could get detention that never ends. I often ask if we were ever in, or if there was something they just told the gullible as they petted them. On the head, yep, the left up ahead. It's like the more is implied, the less something said.
I appreciate the conversation. Yeah, but neither of us had an obligation. I know I'm not as famous, but thanks for your time in the ride, and I hope we never bomb your nation.
Yo tampoco, brother. Aquí te dejo y cuídate mucho, que esos son tiempos peligrosos. Gracias.
A new beginning for mankind. A new chapter in human history. Open right here on my island. Island.
Look at me. Sometimes I do get ahead of myself.
Allow me to explain.
Gravity's a savage, track and wreaking havoc on the masses, theocratic, leave no more hordes.
Allowing me to explain. Allowing the Most High to explain. Card number 45, the message. But you notice how it's an incoming message, but it's also from a bird, so elevated. It's a higher perspective message, right, coming in. But also, look at, it's hard to ignore just the colors, the glow, why am I having a hard time putting that into words? Now, but where's he landing on? Landing right on the scroll. You know, but it's, you know, the travel in the reverse, you know, so it's no movement, so it's staying still. You know, and being open to healing information, but it's staying still, it's staying aligned. You know, and what are the messages that we get? You know, it's thoughts, it's ideas, it's the seeds that we start planting energetically from the messages that we get from, you know, the Most High, from our higher self, from our spirit team. It's all things that are gonna, you know, bring us happiness, bring us joy, you know, well, bliss, happiness, you know, but it's better than expected. I just dropped that card, it fell down. Better than expected. You know, when we finally give in, and instead of just dipping our toes in, we just jump right in, normally things are a lot better than we ever would have expected. But we got to get over the hurdles. We got to get over the discomfort. We got to get over the fear. We got to get over, there's lots of things that we need to get over. But once we're able to get over those, it's a game changer. You know, but some of the things that we get over, you know, the channel. You're a channel through which healing energy reaches the world. But how does it reach the world? Well, you got to do the work yourself. You know, you got to do the work. And, you know, you got to connect with yourself. But then once you connect with yourself, then you rein in healing frequencies. You know, you ground it into earth. But, you know, you ground it. Healing the earth. But it's also healing to those around you. You know, it's all the you know, cosmic beings, all the other people that are around us. It's our healing energy. It affects all around us. You know, but it's also teaching others how to confront their own beast, how to slay their own demons. And, you know, but also to see their worthiness. You know, to see their strength, to see their power, to see their divinity. You know, but pity the fool that mocks the Queen's grace. But, you know, that's given, you know, Alice in Wonderland, that's given Queen of Swords off with their heads. It's, you know, but, you know what it is too, though? It's the demons that we slay. It's the addictions, it's the things that used to have a hold and a bond onto our life. And then I pity that fool if they think they're going to come back. I already slayed that demon. You know, the timeline where we coexist peacefully, that doesn't, you know, that's not this one. You know, we can't coexist together. You know, that's gone. You know, I'm on to new crops, new fields. Seeds of grace are being planted in the fertile soil of my soul. But yeah, it's the seeds that we plant, you know, to bring in happiness, peace. But it's also playfulness. You know, all work and no play is no fun. I can't help but ignore. It looks like she's standing on top of the horse's back. while playing the flute or whatever it is she's playing. Multi-talented, multi-dimensional, you know, skills that are acquired. The skills that we acquire lifetime after lifetime from following our bliss, from following things that, well, it's the things that, well, not to say that our souls won't be attracted to multiple different things, but I feel like there's certain soul lessons that we signed up specifically for this incarnation. And so we're going to be attracted to other things. Other things will come naturally to us. You know, we'll be good at it because, yeah, we've done it before. We can pick it up quickly. But there's a different level of, like, fulfillment that I feel like we have when we're more aligned with what our purpose is.
Extropy and entropy. Prelude to Issue Zero.
Enter the apocryphal musings of a different tune, somewhere in the omniverse, deep within the infinitude. The great debate, unification the topic, gray of the extropians, malic the entropic. Two civilizations who differ greatly, too similar ambition, too different on issues stately. Fundamentally disagree with hopes to blend, stances only divided but still remain the closest friends. A kinship grown back centuries with the strength of the pack never wavering in intensity. Iron symmetry, he's rewarding penalty. Galactic Transmission together with Lord Entropy. The realm traversing eldritch searching, shells within purpose, hellish concepts of self-emergence. One scientist and scholar as the other walks the fine line between emperor and father. Truly profound is their duty-bound gift of musings drowned. We are their doppelgangers in sound. E&E, blowing through your deities, known to use quintessence fuel technologies to flee the scene.
Question. Are you the author or the author? This story is the answer to a question very few offer. This is a saga, one that is potentially full of drama, that redefines reality in a way that produces trauma. And as it continues, everything we thought you knew about the nature of reality will suddenly become unglued. Scientific fiction mixed and blended with an action view, put together in a way that very few indie comics do. We are majestic. It's a conflict born of an economy. It's one built in the weapon that's capable of atrocities. The other wielding a tool of defense that challenge ferocities. Calculating equations at a staggering velocity. There's two hands, two roles combining the fake now force through. They won't span in the multiverse, piercing the cosmic threshold. Alternate realities, universes and casualties. My elders push us closer to omniversal calamity. The great collapse, and yes, perhaps they find a way to stop and change the optic. Failure's not an option, no, it's catastrophic. Most of life is so myopic, living lives so unaware. Daily battles waged on their behalf, they might just die from fear of cracking and harbor. Whole reality's martyred. A threat that encompasses every tale of gods and monsters. By these who fight with honor, so there's no reason to ponder. Our fate has chosen them to be galactic first responders. A war fought on every plane of existence with warriors that only know the path of greater resistance. But meanwhile, in their home universe, conditions only getting worse. They have to make it back and forth all dispersed.
Question. What is the nature of existence? Raised up in the distance on different ways you can spin this. This is endless. An omni evolves. This is our premise. Explored through a story of glory, loss, and friendship. Tested over many trials, plenty smiles, sacrifice and ambition of many styles. With structure, a glorious tale emerges. We produce these books with the music that take you furthest. Gray of Extropia, yeah. Grand Unified, Lord Legion, Majestic Comics. We are majestic. Question.
Are you the author or the author?
And omni evolves.
You know what it was? It was the beginning of the song when it just keeps replaying in my mind. Galactic First Responder. You know, first responders. You know, the visionaries. But what would that be? It's the visionaries, right? So we can all manifest, right? But then we have master blueprinters, which is a master manifester. And a master blueprinter, you know, it's the visions and things that you hold. It's, you know, but the sage, it's the visions that you hold devotedly. You know, it's for a better place, you know, not just for you, but for all of humanity. It's the things, it's the energy, it's the places, it's the things that you hold for society on a whole. It's the master manifestors that's able to hold, you know, it's not just manifest for ourselves, but on a grander scale. You know, but it's incorporated. It's a co-creating with the universe, but the co-creation, it's very powerful. And it's also, you know, it's pushing the energy to push, you know, society to go in the right direction, is what it's feeling like. It's manifesting peace and joy and happiness and unity with everyone. You know, intend and create. You know, but it's a give and a take, you know, receiving from the angels. It's the visions. It's the visions as a visionary, right? As a master blueprinter. It's the visions that we get. It's the dreams. It's the messages. It's the things that we get from our spirit team, from a higher self, from the Most High, that we're meant to think about. We're meant to process. We're never meant to forget about, because the more that we think about it, the more that we hold the space for it, the more it's going to come into fruition. But it's receiving it's the blessings that we receive when we're good stewards. You know, when we show that we're worthy of handling small amounts, you know, and being good, making wise decisions with it. You know, we're given more. But it's not just for us. It's with the understanding that our blessings aren't just our blessings. Well, our blessings, it's the way that we just work, is that we help those around us. But we don't be used. We don't allow ourselves to be used and manipulated. You know, the blue flame. Connecting to the blue flame, which is a light of pure love within you. You know, but sometimes love is... I love you enough where I have to cut you off because I'm enabling you. You know, I love myself enough where I'm not going to allow you to keep, you know, misusing, abusing me. I love myself enough. You know, I love myself enough not to repair bridges that I didn't burn. Loving ourselves enough. You know, but it's so important for the master manifestors because, you know, alignment's very crucial. You know, I mean, I don't like to say it like that, like to imply that we're running out of time. And to me, it's, I don't like wasting time. So to me, that's just kind of how I perceive it. But I also understand how it comes across. And it's like, I move faster than some other people do. But it's not a race. It's not a race. You know? But the problem is trying to keep up with other people's paces. You know, you find your pace and stick to your pace. It's when we try to keep up with other people's paces. And when we're trying to do that, what are we constantly doing? We're constantly comparing. And comparison is a killer of joy. You know, all the things that you should be celebrating, all the achievements that you have, you're not allowing yourself to because you're you know, reprimanding yourself for not being father. But you're exactly where you need to be. You know, but we're all exactly where we need to be. We're all exactly on the side of the bridge that we chose. You know, but it's the choices we make right now. When we cross the bridge, we don't know that it's going to burn down. That's why it's important to make, you know, to assess everything. That's why it's important to do our research. That's why it's important to be sure that, you know, that you know, that the visions we're getting are clear. And you're not going to get visions for no reason. You know, if you're getting the visions, it's for a reason. You know, I like to describe it as, you know, God's GPS system. You know, God, the Most High will, you know where you're starting at, but the Most High will give you a glimpse. He'll show you the end. He'll show you the destination. Not going to show you how many stops are in between. Not going to tell you how long it takes you. Not going to tell you the route because it goes all over the map. It's not a direct route. It's not a direct route up. Well, that's funny, interesting. It's a direct connection up, but it's not a direct route. You know, but you get the information as you need to. You know, you get it step by step, turn by turn. You always have exactly what you need, enough gas to make it to the next gas station. You always have everything that you need. Whenever you're tired, there's going to be a rest stop. You can't find one, sometimes you just got to pull over and make one. But you always have exactly what you need. You know, but it's the energy that we put into things now. You know, it's the time we think, you know, daydreaming, thinking, you know, visioning things, you know, where we want to go. It's the energy that we put into it like that dictates where we're going. If we're not happy with where we're at right now, we shouldn't be sitting there with those negative thoughts, because we're just manifesting more of that. You know, where we're at right now is a direct result of the choices and decisions and the thoughts that we've had.
To the highest bidder in a bidding war. Disappear from 9 to 5 and act like I'm invisible. Pitiful. Wanna be pimps, players, and centerfolds. In it for the cash and status, and yet they miserable. I'm not homeless, I'm just off the grid. Be happy if I was on it, I'd be offing kids. I think the problem is we ain't being honest. I'd rather live like shit than pay for shadow conflicts. We ain't broke, it's the system that is broken. This is a modern day plantation and you know it. Manufactured patriotism makes asking questions about secret initiatives. Just as dangerous as seals on the secretive mission. Secret prisons, people steal it. Even paranoid transients see the villains. Sure, I hear voices telling me inhale the weed and always peer forward. Wandering this scorched earth. Just looking to score something to eat. Get out of the rain, a blanket, and somewhere to sleep. Wondering if the stallion box is gonna pan out. All you see is another grown man with his hand out. Nothing to my name except for some books, while the cops watch everybody except for the crooks. And the people left on the hook be like ho-hum. Plus they get to pay for it too. This is so dumb. A balancing act with peace as the fulcrum. But what would I actually know? I'm just some smelly old bum. Dig through old crates feeding on breadcrumbs. Just another mother's broken son whose head's gone. Fumble in the basket, mumble in some racket. Under that bridge, where a normal man becomes a savage. One man's peace, another man's madness. You keep the illusion, I'll just settle for a jacket. There's just an illusion of something different. The very reason they keep telling you something's missing. But whatever it is, you won't get from one religion. I hate to break it to you, get your code, summer's ending. It's just an illusion of something different. The very reason they keep telling you something's missing. Whatever it is, you won't get from one decision. I hate to break it to you, get your code, summer's ending.
You know, but this is another message about it's another master manifestor holding the space, or well, just holding the space in general, manifesting in general. You know, it's not, it's simple, but it's not, right? Once you get the hang of it, it's simple, but it's complicated, right? It's complicated to be present with where you're at and it being a fucking fire, but not feeling the flames, or being aware of it, but not getting consumed by it. It's challenging, not getting consumed in the chaos, but it's possible. You know, it's possible to hold the space. You know, sometimes it's like, you know, you're gonna wonder. Of course, you're gonna wonder. You're gonna doubt. Am I just holding the space for no reason? But no. You know, if you're given the visions, if you're given the dreams, if you're given those things, it's not for no reason. It's for a reason. You know, it's because you're meant to launch on a journey. You know, a lot of times, you know, we look at what we have to begin with. It's like, well, what do I have to go on the journey with? You know, sometimes you might just have some, you know, Jesus joggers and a knapsack, and that's all you got. Well, if that's all you got, that's all you got. That's all you need, though. You know, but it's a lot of times we won't go on the journey because we think, oh, I need the hiking gear, and I need the book, I need this, and those are accommodations. Those are luxuries. You don't need those. You need the will to start. The will to see it through. You know, trusting our intuition. And it's the key. Trusting in our visions. not trusting it, but also holding the space, not losing it. You know, notice the old man, but it's holding it. Sometimes we have to hold it for a long time before it comes into fruition. The bigger it is, the longer it takes. You know, but observation, expanding our consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. You know, but it's being an observer. Observing everything. All the small details. Healing sonar. Holding your frequency creates positive emotions. Hold your frequency, creative positive emotions evolve internally. You know, it's as within, so without. You know, if you're holding disruptive, negative frequencies, negative mindsets, if that's what you're holding the space for, because it's all holding space. You know, it's not where you're at, it's where you want to be. That's the space you need to hold, the energy you need to be in, you know, the mindset, you put yourself in those things, that place. It's not where I'm at, it's where I'm going. This is just temporary. Weighing your emotions carefully, finding the equilibrium within. It's the fine balance. But you know what's interesting too, finding equilibrium. I've talked about this many times too, but you know, the prayer pose like this, you know, this is said to bring you into full equilibrium. It's said to balance out your brain. It's by doing this. It helps to, just a meditation, you know, a couple times a day. Interesting fact is they used to teach that to the military. I'm not sure how far back it was, but you know, they used to teach meditation, especially to the special ops and stuff like that. Because come on, do you think our soldiers wouldn't benefit from honing in on their intuition? Of course they taught those things. Of course there's reports and studies and all this stuff about a lot of crazy shit. You know, but is it so crazy? It must exist if there's reports about it. There must exist if there's protocol for certain things. It must exist. Just because they suppress the information doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Speaking of existing, but light and dark, secrets, waves of change, silent shadows. Now it's the waves of change that they cannot be stopped.
That our grandchildren will endure. The only matter, the line when you know the score. What makes you think a closed mind can help you open doors. Every album I create, I want to show the world. But it's hard to sell them on the verse when you on the board. This isn't the end, it's just an event like a beginning. Anybody claiming they get it, it's just pretending. I tell you this, and creativity is invented. The truth is the allowance of life and how you spend it. And not about how you meant it. I'm not going through all this shit and not leaving an imprint. To quit this in a bit is senseless. I meant it when I said no spit and wristlet. But you still try to recruit me in your shady code. I refuse, now I'm the leader of the slave regime. Dispatch allegiance to quash the rebellions. The punishment that we face, our arms and legs held in. Talk is equally a piece. Watching great speakers, often thinking it was me. Don't speak of defeat, sabotage is victory. Go and learn what you need to satisfy the mystery. Let's get together, minds like we did before. In this endeavor, time is what's getting short. It's now or never, let mind help us get a course. Let's give a future that our grandchildren will endorse. The only matter, the line when you know the score. What makes you think a closed mind can help you open doors. Every album I create, I want to show the world. But it's hard to sell them on the verse when you on the board. Started at the foam as a quantum burst. On the journey from the plane through the omniverse. The shortest distance you can travel at the speed of light. Watch me take the same path as the neutrinos flight. Shot forward, zooming past the top core, where the space, time, and energy rose do not form. I've been slept on since the electron, westborn, home of the place to leave your chest warm. Photonic crystals are my playthings, rapid to scale, spoken in gamma ray wavelengths. Blaze beats, on my way to H3, chemistry, you're bound to see it. Deoxyribonucleic secrets in the heaping. As I keep the beating, so the seeds of reason. The only heathen that can bring you cell replication. Should question stand through the barrel of investigation. Separation.
You know, it's... You know, it's sowing seeds. It's the conclusion that we come to many times is we try to help people, right? You know, but the conclusion that we come to a lot of times is that simply, you know, there's a lot of things, you know, we can't do for people. We can tell them what worked for us. We can share with them our experience. We can guide them with what helped us, you know, but just because one thing worked for us doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone. You know, it doesn't mean it's the only way. You know, but it's there's a lot of things that people just have to do themselves. So the only thing we can do is to give them the information, give them the guidance, and sometimes just wish them the best, you know. And it's trusting in the higher forces that you did all we can do. You know, a lot of times we beat ourselves up and we regret not staying longer, and we regret not doing more. You know, we put those bonds, we put those chains on ourselves. Even though a lot of times we did more than we probably should have. We went past the point of helping and we entered the point of enabling. You know, but when we enable people, we're not helping them to emerge with grace. You know, but a lot of times it comes after the chaos. And what happens with the chaos? Well, sometimes the chaos is simply from you allowing it to happen. It's from you stopping to put out all the fires. If people keep creating fires and expect you to put them out all the time, that's a detriment to you. So you're going to have to walk away. Well, you don't have to do anything. You probably should walk away. No, but they're gonna have to find a way to put out the fires. You know, I've already taught you. You know, I've done all I can do. You know, it's the conclusion we have to come to. It's I can't do everything. I can't do it for you. It's not even I can't do everything. It's I can't do it for you. I can't force you to look at things from a different perspective. I can't force you to choose to make the right choices. You know, I can't force you to see the signs. I can't force you to get a clear vision. You know, but it's hard because you want people to succeed. You know that we're all able to touch the boundless limits of the universe. You know that we're all a shining star. But a lot of us, you know, we're too blemished because of all the dirt and grime that society and just life has put on us. We can't see our own shine. You know, but it's those that see the light in us, even when we can't. It's those that loves the parts of us that we have a hard time loving. You know, but you know, it just keeps playing over my head. It's just enabling. It's love isn't enabling.
Breaking of those symmetries that the laws apparently of nature that allow human beings to exist occur in the way that they do.
Uncertain as anyone up in here, but prepared. The faster you know I'm going, the less you know I'm where. It's advanced grinding, being kicked by a trans intellectual, flipped into quantum physics and nanoscience. Pick a subject, I'll erupt quick. You, unreliable like the firing pin of a musket. Falsify it all, save it if it's true. Then blaze it with with the crew at the Daystrom Institute. You can fall from grace just by thinking that all of the human gods are fake. You have now entered sovereign space. Resolve is the faction. Reverse course to be subjected to defensive action. This is the captain. Aiming missiles at your cabin. Issuing the fire orders to send you into panic. A predator eagle, you feeble rabbits. I can set your holiest book on fire just by speaking at it. It's all just a spectacle. A stage of actors all competing for the best in show. Some play the victim of the deadly blow, while others take the role of I'm in control. Taking wise, make it improvise. Dress apart, taking lives, staying in disguise. Justify ignorance of where the center lies. The loser celebrates, the winner cries. Petra hyper cannabis all. Extra high off the wall, trying to stand in the mall. Infinitesimally small like your chances. We make our own money, you suck balls for advances. Big words, yeah I use them. You looking at me like I'm an alien, yeah I'm human. But like one, I take vacations to type one often. The only one here armed with a light gun. Stalk it, bring it back to your laboratory and dissect it gory with the glory of a horror story. Doomage, everyone else is a nuisance. Interrupting the cipher, just trying to kick their 2 cents. Move it, there's nothing to see here. Just to be clear, we level up each year. High knowledge, power level over 9,000. The price you pay for success is borderline gouging. It's all just a spectacle. A stage of actors all competing for the best in show.
Yeah. He was talking about we all move focus. We all move forward every year. You know, but which direction are we moving? You know, but it's our focus. You know, but it's the aiming of the arrow. It's going for the bullseye. You know, but it's on fire too. It's like a flaming arrow on fire. It's our passions. It's focusing on the things that bring us happiness, joy, success. But where do those come? They come from putting an end to the old. You know, letting the old fall apart so the new may come into place. You know, so the things that we've been watering can truly come into fruition. You know, proceeding softly. You know, it's you hold the space for the new thing that you want. You know, while you have your current situation, but you hold the space for the new. Then once the new is coming in, you need to slowly release the old. You know, because you held the space like mentally, but now you need more space to actually have it physically. But it all starts with holding the space mentally, and then it goes from mentally to larger, it gets expanded. But it's like the closer you get to it, the more you're releasing. Well, but it's a releasing process, you know, proceeding slowly. You're slowly being pulled away, but it's the magnetic pull towards the new place as you're, you know, at the same time getting moved away from the old one. But it's disruptive, you know, it's disruptive, it's chaotic. You know, it's the blending of the worlds. You know, co-creating. It's your inner world, your outer world, as within, so without. But it's the blend. Your external world is a reflection of your inner world. You know, but what's inside of us right now? What are we filled with? You know what I mean? You know, but it's transmutation too, because it's the anger and the chaos, but using that to light the arrow, to hit your bullseye. And, you know, it is transmuting. It's using all the chaos and the negative and directing that energy towards something positive. I just noticed how the eyes on this one. But it's also passion. It's seeing the things that light us up. It's seeing the things that ignite us. It's seeing the things that bring out our passions. You know, and slowly working towards it, and not beating ourselves up for how long it's taking. You know, it's a process, it's a journey, and we're meant to enjoy it. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna wrap it up on that one. 10 o'clock on the dot. I'm gonna wrap it up, but we're gonna complete this reading. But thanks for all your likes, the shares, your comments. Thank you for the exchange of energy. And until next time.